Hey, this is Eric Nelm, and welcome to Behind the Music with TikTok Music. So, I have a brand new album. It's called House on a Hill. It is out and available right now, and it has 8 incredible songs. The focus track for the album release is called Only for a Moment, which is a song that I wrote with my good friend Han, and it is about that magical serendipity that we always have when you're looking to meet somebody special or someone magical. And so I was on the subway going to the studio to meet with Han, and I had this, this imagination of what if somebody stepped onto the subway right now and we locked eyes and that was our future. And I started to build like this world of, this fantasy of love and family and future. And so that's what Only for a Moment is about. But House on the Hill, the album, is pretty much a musical existential crisis where I'm trying to answer a lot of questions about what makes us happy, what makes us live, what makes us breathe, what makes us sad, what makes us fulfilled. And we answer a lot of them, or we try to. So please be sure to check it out. It's called House on the Hill, the album. And the focus song for this album is called Only for a Moment.
Only for a moment, I saw it all.
So the first single from the album, which was House on a Hill, talks about what ifs a lot. What if I get this house? What if I am happy? What if this is everything that I need? And I think for me, how I deal with what ifs is to try to just pick the best answer and try to pick the best decision for me at any given moment. If you make the best educated guess or whatever your gut and your heart is telling you, then I don't think you can actually regret what comes at the end of those decisions later in life. And so that is how I deal with what ifs. And then if there are things like, what if this happens, or what if this did happen, then if I like it, I just go for it. So that's how I deal with what ifs.
The chemistry between us that had filled this space.
3 things that give Eric such hope. I think, let's see. I think friends, people that you're surrounding yourself with, family, where your family at. And I think I like my home because they're cozy and they have nice candles, and I love the AC on and curling up in bed. And to me, that is the epitome of home. So I guess that kind of gives me a sense of home.
If I told you, you wouldn't believe me.
Yes, I toured all last year. I'm going back on tour mid-September into April of 2024, doing about 80 cities around the world. And so to build an album while I was on tour was pretty tough. And that was kind of a concern. It's like, what do I do differently, or what do I do that's new, musically, visually? And I think rather than figuring out what do I do that's new, I think I just wanted to say, how do I be as honest as possible in my thought process and the writing process and answering all these questions about life. So that, I think it's the first time that I'm being so honest and vulnerable through the lyrics. And then also just being more ambitious. So, we shot 4 music videos, we put them into a short film, and it's probably the most ambitious creative project that I've ever done to date. And so that is something that is new. So I don't know if you have to always reinvent yourself, but you can always push yourself to try new things, and that oftentimes might be just enough. First is obviously my first EP that released in January of 2013. It's a very momentous occasion. It's called Cloud 9, and the title song was Heaven's Door. I think another one is probably my first real kind of tour in 2018. I think it was an Honestly tour where I did, maybe 16 shows in the US and I think Mexico. And it was like, it was very special. To be able to do a tour as a musician is a very special, momentous occasion. So that, and then I think this album, House on a Hill, the album is very special because, it's been 10 years since I released my first music, and I'm pulling 10 years of experience of writing music and, being a celebrity TV film personality and putting everything that I know into this one project, from fashion to music to creative. And so I think this is perhaps one of the most momentous occasions in my career.
The chemistry between us that had filled this space.
I think the music industry needs to empower independent artists more. And I think music industry also needs fans to know that your streams and you downloading songs and purchasing albums and coming to tour is so important, because that is how artists are able to create music that you love, hopefully, and that you want to play and support. But it all, end of the day, comes down to the fans. And I think if people understand how important it is to support your local musicians that you love, I think we have even more great musicians who are coming up and creating really new things. And I think that's something that's very, very important. The music industry right now needs to support more indie musicians. So that's kind of what I think, personally.
The chemistry between us that had filled this space.
I would like to write, maybe direct film, TV shows, produce them at some point. Maybe I would like to do something creative in the fashion world. I don't know. I feel like, the world's your oyster. You should try to do as many things that you want and go for them. And, I'm a pretty ambitious person. I'll never say no. So I'm just going to keep trying to do interesting things.
I swear this is more than a feeling.
I think from House on a Hill it would be it's a rush, it's a thrill. It's the second I get it, then I'm over it instantly. When is more and more and more and more enough? And I think that really kind of hits people in the heart of consumerism and how we compare ourselves and how we live our lives. And it makes you kind of think about, do we need all these things? Oh, here's a lyric. I saw it all. I saw it all. We made our house a home. It was like it was real. We planted seeds and watched them grow. I think that's special because, you can have a house, but what makes a house a home? And I think it's the people and the things that you fill it with. And to be investing into a house with somebody that you love, or maybe yourself, but to invest and to grow things and make it your own, I think is a very powerful and lovely thing. And I think that's, every time I sing it, it makes me all warm inside. My TikTok page is full of singers and food and cooking. That's mostly what it is. Food videos and cooking videos and singers.
So strange happened to me.
I've been loving watching people do the Don't Leave Yet dance challenge for the second single off the album, Don't Leave Yet. And then I remember I did a challenge when my last album dropped where we had people eat lemons. And that was pretty funny to watch.